Hello everybody and welcome to an introduction to ArcheAge. This is revisited here. I did do a previous video series on ArcheAge, but that was actually just a live stream that I'd cut up and released as a few different videos on YouTube. So this time around we're going to go back in and we're going to take a proper look at the game right from the get-go with it set up in segments and cover a bunch of the different stuff that's in this game. This game is huge. There's just so much stuff that you can do in here. It's really an amazing game. And we're going to go back in and take a look at it. I'm running in a little bit higher resolution, as well as I've got my video recording stuff set up a lot better. So this should be a lot nicer to watch than the previous videos. So bear with me here. And so once again, this is ArcheAge Online. This is currently only available in South Korea and Japan. They are working on an English version of the game. It's set to be released sometime this year, 2014. And as far as I know, they have actually already started doing like limited friends and family kind of alpha tests. So it is in the works and it should be coming soon. I imagine we will be hearing more about that in the near future. But currently only available in Korean and Japanese. And I forgot to mention the English version of the game is going to be put out by Trion Worlds, which you may know from Rift, as well as they're the company behind Defiance, and a couple of other little odd games here and there that they're working on as well. Anyways, so here we are looking at the login screen. You can see I've got two different characters here. My main character, Pio, and a secondary character I made to play with a buddy of mine, Jazz. So, one interesting thing to note on this screen, which I hadn't even realized before, but it actually shows you where you are in the world when you click on the that character. So that is an interactive map there. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and start from scratch and make a new character and take you in and show you some of the stuff about this game. So we'll do that. I've got an extra character slot here. And here we go. There are 4 different races in ArcheAge Online, and those are divided into 2 separate factions. So first off, we have the Nguyens, and there's your Nuyen male and your Nuyen female. You've got your Elves, that is the female and male. And then you've got your Fairs, or Farah, male and female. And your Hariharans, and that is the female Hariharan and the male Hariharan. Now these guys are split up into 2 different factions. Just simply put, there's a Western faction and an Eastern faction, and that's pretty much all they call them, is the Western faction and the Eastern faction. The Western faction is the Nguyens and the Elves. So these 2 races here, if you make a character belonging to one of these 2 races, you are a member of the Western faction. Now the Eastern faction is the Farah and the Hariharans. If you make a character of one of these 2 races, you're automatically a member of the Eastern faction. These 2 factions are at war, and this game does have open world PvP. So if you're running around as an elf and you see a fair, you can attack them, and likewise they can attack you. So it is open world PvP, which I know some people have a thing against that. I'm actually not a huge fan of open world PvP myself, but it's generally not too bad in this game. The continents, as you saw earlier on the login screen, are separated by a pretty large ocean, so the factions pretty well stick to themselves for the most part, at least until you get up into the higher level stuff. and then everybody's going off to this mysterious third continent, and they duke it out all there. So if you're running around on your own continent leveling up and stuff, you generally don't have to worry too much about getting picked off by somebody else on the opposite faction. Anyways, for this video, I don't want to go into too much detail here just for the sake of time, but every race has got a couple of specialty abilities. The Nuians have some ability that extends the duration of their after death bonus thing, which I don't really know a whole lot about. They also are able to build houses and castles faster. And the elves get the ability to hold their breath for 20 seconds longer underwater, as well as they can swim 5% faster. The fair take 20% less fall damage, which is pretty nice. And I guess that makes up for their second skill, which is probably the most useless. They get the ability to climb ladders and trees 30% faster. It's amazing. And last but not least, the Hariharans get the ability to use their call stone, or their return home ability. It cools down 30% faster than the other races. And they are also able to harvest plants, as well as, I think, cut trees down 10% faster. So they've actually got some of the better abilities, I think, of the races. But currently, both of my other characters are members of the Eastern faction, so I thought this time around, let's go with a Western faction character here. And I'll go ahead with the elves. Male or female, male or female, male or female. I'm not going to look, and I'm just going to keep clicking. Guess we're going to go with female. Okay, so next up we'll kick into the character creation screen. And here we are. So, now, there's a lot of buttons here and a lot of kanji and things. Now, I am playing the Japanese version, not the Korean one, and I am not really fluent at Japanese, so bear with me here. I am going to kind of stumble my way through some of this. So, first off, you have pretty obviously your hairstyles. There's quite a few of them. Some of them are better looking than others. That was actually kind of nice, except for just, I don't know what this is. Some are just, I mean, wow. If you like cheerleaders, it's kind of that cheerleader-y look. Okay, well this is good. I'm good with this. So now, next down here, we've got our hair colors, in case you hadn't already guessed that. And I'm not going to fidget around with this too much. Let's go with a, wow, that's brighter than I thought it was going to be. There we go, that looks pretty nice. Alright, and moving on down, here is our eyes. This is going to be our eyebrows. Get right up close and personal here. Now, I don't know about you, but I personally think it looks nice on a lady to have eyebrows, not just eyeliner, pencil. Personal preference, if you will. Not exactly a fan of, like, lumberjack eyebrows, though. Or unibrow. Wow. Let's go back here. Something like that. That's pretty good. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, whatever. So, then we've got our colors. This is going to be the color of your eyebrows themselves. You can individually change that. I want that to be somewhat close to what we've got for our hair color. And then you've got your actual eye color. It's here. Let's go something like that. I don't know, we could go just way off the path here. No. I'm a sucker for green. We'll go with green. Okay. Then, moving on down, we've got the makeup, or eyeliner, right around your eye. Eyeliner, eyeshadow, all that stuff. Eye makeup. And there's a lot of options for these. Like, a lot of options for these. We could be here for quite a while flipping through all of these. So some of them look pretty cool. Some of them get a bit extreme. The rose painted on the side of her face. These are like bruises. There's really a lot of stuff that you can do to your character's face. One thing to note though, when you're making a character in this, it's only things that you can do to their face. You can't actually change their body type at all. So you are kind of a carbon copy body. You can barely even tell I'm wearing makeup there. Okay, I'm just going to go with something a little bit balanced around the eyes. That's a bit too much. Something like that. Okay. Now, next up, we've got makeup for your face or your cheeks. This is like dimples and freckles and things like that. You can adjust that. Your blush, all of that stuff. So we'll give her some freckles. Not too much, just a bit. That's a lot of freckles. There we go. That's good. So, now you may be wondering what these sliders are underneath both of these. These are the strength sliders, and they will make the makeup less or stronger depending on how hard that is. So you can see the eyeliner is kind of going up or down here. We'll leave that one up pretty high. And then you can make it so she's got barely any visible freckles, or they're just plain obvious. So we'll keep that up around there somewhere. And then this is your lip color, as you can see. Just go ahead and leave that up there. Maybe make it a bit more red. That might be too much. Keep it kind of natural looking. Could just go with like deep dark colors, but nah. Okay, looks good. Moving on. This is going to be a face mask. It's kind of a way of making your character look a little bit older. And you'll see what I mean here as we pop through a couple of these. They're basically just shaders for your face. If I wanted to, I could put on, wow, that. And again, the slider down here adjusts the strength of how well you can see it. So, a lot of stuff that you can do to tweak your character's face. If you don't like any of these, though, you can click up here. This little trash can icon will just get rid of it and set it back to default. But I'm good with that. She can just stay young, beautiful. That's good. So then you have your skin color. Because purple is a lovely shade of skin color. I don't know. Personally, that just looks kind of sickly to me. She can be very light-skinned, or... yeah, I'm good with that. And then I'm not actually sure why this has got a picture of a face down here. It's like just a darker skinned shade. I'm not sure. Anyway, moving on. These are like... they're supposed to be tattoos and scars, but it's really just more makeup, so... this is where stuff gets a lot more exotic, as you can see. Wow. I don't get this. I've seen this. Every character has this option, and it looks like they've been snorting drugs. It's the last option on every character for this menu, and I don't understand why. There's your, like, zombie, undead, slash just dirty-faced look. And this, you can't really see what's over here because of her hair. That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool, just not quite what I want. It's a bit overdone for me. Sure, I'll go with that. Next up down here, as you can see, these are scars. You can put these pretty much however you want on your character, if you even want them. Or you can have a just dot. I think it's supposed to be like a mole or something, but I'm not quite sure what they're doing with that. Now, these things are pretty cool if you actually care to have a scar on your character, because you see all these little things down here. They allow you to adjust it. You can actually move it around however you want on your character just by dragging it around here. Or you can change the size of it. So I could have a little scar right across her nose if I wanted to. And this changes the rotation of it. So now that looks quite a bit different than what it originally started as. But you're free to do whatever you want. As far as I know, you can only have one of these. So if you click on a different one, it will erase it. Or erase the previous one. But that's how those work. Now, over on the other side here, this is mostly your facial structure and things. This has just been appearances so far, but it hasn't really messed with the actual shape of the face. That's what all this stuff is for. So these are presets here. And down here we have the, this should be the eyes. So if we want to, we can change the shape of her eyes. Now these here, these 9 they've got available to you, these are all just presets. Again, you can get in here and customize the hell out of this stuff. And to do that, you click on this little gear icon. And now this is the customization. This is only for the eyes. So all of these options only apply to the eyes. And there's just so much stuff. And they've got these handy dandy little pictures up here that show you exactly what each one of these adjusts. So this will adjust the width of the eyes and all of that. So you can go through here and spend ages custom tailoring your face however you want. And it is really cool that they've got that level of detail. Iris size. Oh, that's actually really creepy looking. Anyways, So then you've got the accept button or the cancel button here. I'm going to cancel that, and we'll just leave her how she is. She looks pretty good like that. But every one of these options has this little gear, and it has its own little set of different options that you can use to customize your character however you want. So this will be your nose. Let's give her something a little bit more petite without being like... I mean, what were they thinking with that nose? That is plastic surgery gone wrong, folks. There we go. It's a little different than what we started with, but that looks pretty good there. And again, you can customize this, and all of this stuff is just for the nose. So there we've got a nose. Next up is our mouth. Presets, and then that's good, I guess. Looks like she's biting her lip. Okay, presets, and then again, all custom options. And then last but not least, this is going to be like your cheeks and your jaws and your ears. So just the general shape of your face. Huh, that somehow stuck her ears back a little bit, and I can't seem to find one that's got them back, so... Okay, well, good enough. And again, you can customize this if you so choose as well. And you can change the ears here and put them out. For any of you that liked Record of Lodos War, you might go with the whole almost straight sideways thing. Unfortunately, that's as long as they get, which is plenty long enough. But, okay, there we go. And now, there are other little things here and there down here. One of these that's really handy is this thing here. If you click on this, it will save this character, how it is, to this setup. So if I, say, go back here and click on one of these presets, oh no, I've just lost everything we've done. Not quite, because I did save it down here. So I can feel free to mess around with these. And actually, this is pretty similar to what we've got. But then I can click here, and it will set our character back this way. Actually, I think I like that better. Push-ah. I know, I'm messing up everything. Okay. Anyways, let's shove on here and take a next look at the classes. So we are done here. So we get to choose one of our starter classes here, and out of a total of 10. Now they only make 6 of them available to you to start with. I believe that there are 10 total classes that you can choose from, but you only get to choose from one of the 6 at the start. So, we have here the warrior type. This would be your standard mage. Next up is the archer. Not to be confused with the rogue. This is strictly an archer. Next up, you've got your cleric, or healer. And then you've got your death magic user, or necromancer. It's not quite accurate calling them a necromancer, because in this game, you do no summoning. You cannot summon any kind of undead creatures or bring anything back to life. This mostly deals with curses and weakening magics and things like that, so not really a necromancer. And then this is your actual rogue character class. So we need to choose one of these to start with. I'm gonna go ahead and let's go with the archer. So you can see a little graph over here that's supposed to tell you about how their stats play out. I have no idea what any of that says, so that's a nifty feature. Anyways, then down here is where you put your name in, and we're gonna name her... What's the first thing I can think of? Capricia. In English, it's probably not taken. So... it's asking if I want to make this character. And there we go. We now have our character, Capricia, a level 1 elf. Now, it is important to note, you will get a combination of 3 different character classes over the course of the game. So you get one at level 1 that we just picked. You get another one at level 5, and that will allow you to pick from all 10 of the different classes. And then you get another one at level 10. And they say with those 3 different skill trees that you can pick, you will have a total of 120 different combinations that you can choose. So that seems like a lot, but remember, they are all coming from 10 different skill trees. So really there's 10 different classes. You just kind of combine them as you please. Anyways, that's going to be all that we've got for this video. Next up, we're going to hop in and take a look at the questing system and some of the first stuff that you're going to encounter in the game. So, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.